Alright, since we're out here today at the cabin, I'm going to take and show you the modification I made to this Wood Pro 2000 wood stove to help it draft better. I don't recommend doing this if you're not familiar with how wood stoves draft, but you can see inside here, if you look straight down that semicircular hole, I cut that with a 2-inch hole saw. Now the way that works is directly in front of it here, right here, this is the ash cleanout. You can actually take this piece out, and that's an ash cleanout, goes directly down. Which is impractical when there's ash in the stove, but I cut this, and if you look closely there, you'll see this door close, and that cuts off the air supply to it. Now notice that that door doesn't go back far enough to close off the ash cleanout, but it creates a passage for air to get in, and it also creates a passage for ash to drop down. You can see that ash drop right there. It'll drop right into the ash pan. So it's kind of a twofold operation there. And the reason it's only semicircular is because I cut a 2-inch hole there, and then I used the fire brick to block half of that. The reason for that is I noticed from the factory that stove wouldn't draft well enough, and I couldn't induce enough air into the firebox to keep a good fire going. So we made that modification, and with that fire brick you can adjust how big that opening is. And it seems like by blocking off about half of it, it works out just about right. Alright, now that we have the wood stove started up, I just want to take the opportunity to show you guys how much of a difference this draft door makes. And you can watch these flames die down when I push that door in. You can see how much they'll die off here when they start burning up that oxygen. If I pull it back out, you'll get a big flare up. You see how much that flares up? It cuts it down a significant amount. And that's back in again. That was the reason for the modification to that wood stove. Because without that additional air, you couldn't get a fire to draft well enough to produce good heat. And since that modification, this wood stove has been really nice. So, again, I don't recommend you guys doing these modifications to these things if you don't understand how the wood stove drafts. But it is an idea if you are capable and realize that it voids any and all warranty that the manufacturer has for it. They won't cover anything. So those are things to keep in mind. But if you got a wood stove that isn't working, you know, start looking at how they draft and how the flue works and things like that. All that stuff affects how a wood stove works. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching my channel. Please feel free to subscribe, leave questions and comments at the bottom, and I'll get back to you. Thank you.